Unless you're living on a remote island with no internet access, mostly all of us are online. And that means we're all at risk for cyberbullying. What might start as an innocent online conversation with a stranger can lead to something much worse, including stalking and revenge porn, even rape. According to a new study, 1 in 8 Americans, mostly women, say they've been the victim of what's called non-consensual pornography. Unfortunately, many of the anti-stalking laws were created before the social media age and offer little help for victims. Carrie Goldberg is trying to change that. She's a lawyer and the author of a new book called Nobody's Victim: Fighting Stalkers, Psychos, Pervs, and Trolls. She's also a survivor. It's so nice to have you, Carrie.
So nice
I know that your own path to becoming a lawyer and helping people who are victims is actually due to your own experiences. What happened to you?
So in 2013, I was dating for the first time after I'd gotten divorced. And I met somebody who just kind of swept me off my feet. We met online and we'd developed, a real connection before meeting. And as soon as we did, it was just like kind of an insta marriage. And very quickly though, it kind of went from being, oh, he's so obsessed with me, to like scary obsession. And after about 4 months, I ended the relationship, and he basically told me that he was going to spend the rest of his life destroying mine. He would send me messages saying that he'd hired people to come rape me. And I went to the police and they told me, go to family court. I went to family court and the judge said that I had a First Amendment problem. And I was like, what?
Free speech?
I was like, it's his free speech to post, pictures of my genitals on the internet? That's insane. And so it was a real eureka moment for me.
It's so crazy to me that a law called the Communications Decency Act, to a large degree, allows some of this to happen. Explain to people what the Communications Decency Act is.
The Communications Decency Act is this obscure little law that went into effect in 1996. And basically, it says that internet companies cannot be held liable for content that their users post. And that includes big companies. Like, a lot of the harassment and revenge porn that we deal with happens on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter. And those companies have no incentive to help because they can't be held accountable if they don't.
Are states doing a better job than the federal government in managing some of these issues?
Certainly not in terms of holding tech companies accountable and reining them in. They don't have the authority because this federal law trumps anything that states can do. But states have kind of stepped up in terms of like revenge porn. 5 years ago, we only had a few states that had revenge porn laws, and now we have like 46. And we still don't have a federal law, but that's an area that states have been stepping up.
What do you think happens? I mean, where does this end? Do you think there'll be a point where people don't have all their personal data released in a harassing way?
I think we need more laws. We need more cutting-edge court cases like ours against Grindr. And I mean, we need to just be challenging the system and making demands and shutting down all the propaganda that says that, if we have any laws that protect privacy and protect people from being harassed, that suddenly it's going to, freeze all the speech on the internet. I mean, that's the propaganda we're up against.
The book is called Nobody's Victim: Fighting Psychos, Stalkers, and Pervs, and Trolls. Carrie Goldberg, thank you so much. Thank you for talking with me.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.